What's up? This is Rebel Radio.
What up? What up? This is DJ Newmark.
This is Peanut Butter Wolf.
It's your boy. It's okay.
Keep checking out Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
This is Rebel Radio.
We're in the place right here. Rebel Radio is going down.
Would you say Rebel Radio?
Oh, wait. Let's do it again.
Rebel Radio.
What's up, Rebels? Welcome back to Rebel Radio, the weekly show where I bring you the rebels who are shaping our culture. I'm your host, Josh Levine. This week I sit down with Kash Johns. He's the CEO of Winner's Circle Publishing and Management, and he is building an absolute hit factory out in Atlanta. He manages, I think it's 24 producers, manages and publishes that are responsible for over 100 million records sold, 31 number one hits, 3 Grammy Awards. I'm sure all those stats are out of date because this dude never stops. You're going to hear it in the interview. They're turning out hits for artists like Future, Cardi B, The Baby, Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj. The list goes on and on. Kash has an amazing story. I really love his, he tells us a little bit about how he got started, even stepping away from music and building a trucking company. He's got a really interesting approach to bringing education and passing along what he's learned to his clients, to the industry at large. Really generous with his knowledge, and it's just a story of tireless hustle, momentum, positive mindset, all the stuff that all of us need and struggle with every single day. Kash does it. So let's get into it right now. Well, I'm excited to dig into what you're doing, man. It looks incredible what you're building. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. And so you're in the studio now?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a 18-hour day process every day. You know what I'm saying, man? So with the amount of clients I have, we're running 24 hours, so we got 12, 2 different shifts going on and stuff.
How many rooms is the studio?
Right now, we're building out our last. The 8th room just opened up.
Oh wow!
The other day, so the 9th one right now, they're putting all the fabric panels and all that stuff in. So we'll have that done, man, by the end of the week. So once that one's opened up, then that'll be 9.
For sure. Well, I like that, man. I really like your approach and the stuff that I see you talk about on social. So I'm excited to dig into your story a little bit and how you got there and where you're going. So man, if you don't mind, take us back to the beginning. Do you remember the first record that you ever bought for yourself?
The first record? Golly. Man, it's been so many records. I would just say I'd probably say probably LL Cool J.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, from back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah.
I believe that was 90 something. I think that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep. Yeah. That's what got me into doing the DJing and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a good start. That's a good place to start as far as music is concerned.
Yeah.
So you started out as a DJ?
Yeah. What I did was I was a party promoter. You know how it starts. You want to promote the parties, have people come out.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed doing that type of stuff. I was having challenges because when the DJs were seeing what type of crowds I was bringing out, they started upping up the prices and stuff. So I ended up paying a DJ to teach me how to DJ and stuff.
Okay.
So after he taught me for about at least a good 3 months, I started DJing my own parties.
Nice.
And from that point on, that got me into learning how to mix and knowing how beats blend into records and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always amazed by that type of stuff like that because I always enjoy watching the crowd reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like the DJ controlled the crowd. He can make you feel a certain way, and you get to watch individuals and stuff like that. Be able to move around stuff. So that was amazing. And then from that point on, I got into, making the beats and stuff like that. Because, again, you're watching people, at that time it was Sony Acid.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first ones, you know what I'm saying? So I used to watch them do that. And plus it was the MPC and stuff like that. So I used to, get involved, man, with, a couple of my cousins because they used to do the beats and stuff like that. So, finding melodies and hearing melodies, again, just DJing and just understanding just sound is just a feeling, what I'm saying, man. It just helps you out, what I'm saying, just getting more involved. So, I went into that part of it. And then from that, have my pros and cons, because you already understand, if you don't understand the business, what I'm saying, you're kind of moving in the blind.
Sure.
And, so through my ups and downs through that right there, I just, kept just figuring out another way, on how to get myself, to the next level. So just to fast forward it up, what I'm saying, I had a child. So that's when maturity kicks in. You got to take responsibility.
That's when you maybe don't want to be out promoting parties every night.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though the money was great, you know
Sure.
what I'm saying, man? But I was getting a lot of pressure, man, from my parents. Just more like, you already know what the terminology is. Hey, listen, this only can last so long.
Right.
What can we do? What's the overall goal? So, that made me self-doubt myself at that time, because it was like, okay, well, maybe that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be that one in that billion person, to be able to get into the music side of it? So,
right.
I started a trucking company.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, that became extremely successful. I ended up becoming a minority contractor. So, I made a lot of money doing that, but I was still unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I was still unhappy. Because that music was always driving behind me. So, what the cliche is, oh, look, man, you get some money, you be able to get into the business because now you got some money, and then you'll be able to move. That wasn't true either.
Is that right?
So, oh, of course not. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you'll meet people, but doesn't mean that, what you have is going to get you through the doors that you expect. You know what I'm saying? Because again, just cliches of, what, we've been, watching or being told and stuff like that. So once I learned that wasn't going to be the way, I said, okay, let me go back and revamp this again. And, I started my SCMC Music Conference, which was a conference, man, to teach the music business.
Oh, wow.
Because then I felt like then from that point on, if I come in transparent, you know what I'm saying, man, and have an understanding for the business all the way around in the whole, you know what I'm saying, and then be able to educate others on it. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, that would be the way, man, for me, to get my foot into the door, you know what I'm saying, on that side.
Yeah.
So during that time, that was like 2011. You already know that's when the Twitter was at its high peak. So everything was Twitter this, Twitter that. So, the music conference thing was going on at that time. So you already know, just with social media, anything out here, there's a lot of scams that were going on and all that other stuff. So I was very adamant to figure out how to make my conference different from the stuff that was going on out there. And I started, looking at them like, you got these guys paying all this money, doing all these things, but these guys are not getting signed. Right. They're getting these little trophies or, these stuff that doesn't make any sense. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I said, I'm not going to get regular A&Rs. I'm going to get, vice presidents or director A&Rs, people that are in position, that individuals who will be able to respect, you know what I'm saying, on that time, man, because the A&Rs were getting a bad name, man, because of, this person says I'm an A&R consultant and I'm an A&R this.
Sure.
There's a lot of confusion over the internet. And again, if an individual's not self-educated, they can fall into that trap. So I wanted to make it very simple as possible, so that individuals will be able to research and come up with a great, decision process, to say, okay, does this make sense? So, bringing in the VPs, the director A&Rs, attorneys, I brought in branding companies from different companies and stuff like that. I ended up doing a situation with Reverb Nation at that time, because Reverb Nation was at that peak. So, so they were giving us sponsorship just as well. So we were doing, just a whole bunch of educating, and what made our platform different was that, you had to, go through the classes. That's what we called it. It's all about the business. So we would, do business seminars that would be like 45 minutes to 90 minutes. And then from that point on, we would ask the question and answers. So those who answer the correct answers, well, guess what? You get to perform. Those who didn't, you can't perform. Nice. You know what I'm saying? You can't play your music. You can't do none of that. You're in this one section right there. So that ended up working very well. And also during that time, I was educating myself because I would have the A&Rs, or the lawyers, them guys would do surveys and stuff like that. And I'd be like, yeah, tell me what's wrong with the artist, if there's anything worked on, da-da-da. And after we had did that, I started going back, looking at the artists that they were like, okay, these people have potential. These things. So I started weaving them out. So I started doing my own A&R. So during that process, that's how I found my first client, Go Grizzly.
Okay.
Go Grizzly I ended up sending a submission through at that time, and one of my assistants, man, caught the email in, for him to come in, and then we were doing a Justice League boot camp at that time in Washington D.C. And that was the first time Go Grizz and I, first connected and stuff like that. So once I saw that became something, I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, we're on to something right there.
Nice.
So from that point on, I met Brian Johnston. He was over at APG at the time. He had found Kevin Gates. And, we had put together Go Grizz and Kevin Gates, the first project, Luke A. Brase. So that's how the APG situation ended up coming together.
So that's great, man. I appreciate you taking me through that journey, and I got a lot of questions about some of those things. But, going back to what you said at the beginning, it's so interesting. So many people have started out as party promoters, from Puffy to Russell Simmons. A lot of people don't know, me and Mike Karen started out throwing parties. He started before me when he was still in high school.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
But we used to throw parties together. And, there's a long list of people that have kind of used that as an entryway to the business. I'm curious, what do you think you learned doing parties that is relevant to the rest of the, what you've built since then?
Oh, it's very easy. It teaches you how to build real relationships. I mean, think about it. If you're a promoter, you have to go out there and you got to talk.
Yeah.
You got to get out here and deal with different personalities. So when you're comfortable with yourself and you're willing to go the extra mile, because that's really where it comes down to. When you're a promoter, you're always considered being independent. So you're always an entrepreneur. So if you have that entrepreneur, mindset, you already know you're not eating unless you got things coming in. So, with the party promotion, being where I'm at now, I would just say that it's more of learning how to build relationships. It's very important, man, with any business, you know what I'm saying, man. And then also with the party promotion, stuff like that too, it puts you, for myself, it puts me more into hearing what the people like, you know what I'm saying, because I like to ask those questions, you know what I'm saying, why you like this type of record right here, so on, just to get more insight, you know what I'm saying, so on.
Yeah, that's cool. I know for me, I think back to the first 3 parties I did, we had a great time, great turnout. We didn't make any money. We lost money or we broke even and we bust our ass. And so, for me, that was a great opportunity to say, well, we got another one next week. Let's figure out what we're going to do different. And then we turned that around pretty quickly. And I like for me, it's like the speed of that business, right? Because no matter what happened last night, you got another one coming up.
Another one coming. Yeah. Exactly. Another one, especially as long as you're doing a great job. That's really where it comes down to.
Yeah.
You have a whack party. I don't know about that one. I don't know if they're going to
Yeah, for sure. And then, so tell me about the decision, because you started out, making music, or you had that phase when you're making music, and then tell me about the decision to go more to the business side.
The fully transparent, man, a child, because I'm a big believer about timing, you know what I'm saying? So if the timing was correct at that time, or matter of fact, I take ownership. If I would have took the time to make it happen, you know what I'm saying, I would have did it at that time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going through the transition, just watching how music switches, especially during the era from just think 2000, that's when that whole internet craze started. Music became so accessible.
Right.
Things are moving fast. So if you're not catching up or being ahead of that right there, you know what I'm saying? I was watching individuals fall behind. So for myself, I just kind of looked at it like, okay, I know what I'm great at, dealing with people, You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of relationships and stuff like that. Maybe, I can start working that way inside the business side. What can I, start doing from that point, and that's when I, started off with the management side of it.
Sure.
Just building from that point.
Yeah. So you mentioned, I think in the, going through the trucking business and that you mentioned the self-doubt, which, I think everybody has to a certain extent. You don't come across as somebody that's really filled with self-doubt. What do you do in those moments when that comes up?
Now what I always encourage my clients or anybody I come across now, I just tell them, man, think about all the accomplishments that you might have doubt before and look what you did accomplish. And then that should be a reminder, you know what I'm saying, that everything's possible. You know what I'm saying? During those times, I didn't properly educate myself, man, with the books and, like the resources that were out there. You know what I'm saying, to understand the power that, an individual, which is yourself, brings to the table and stuff like that. And that mind process on how you think, man, really affects on how you move. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'll quote something, man, from a book I read, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He said, man, whatever the mind believes it will achieve, good or bad. Right. So I changed it around. I tell my clients, I said, whatever the mind achieves is good, average, or abundant. You know what I'm saying? So what level do you want to be at? You know what I'm saying, man? It's all on the thinking process. So if you have challenges, back then I would call them, man, this is so hard. Now I call them challenges. You know what I'm saying? A winner thinks of a challenge as I can accomplish this. Someone that thinks this is hard, this is someone that's, hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's the same scenario, but it's the different mindset. Right. So, so if learning the mindset now, that was so adamant to teach that and get that out to the people so that they didn't have to go out and go through the same, bumps that I had to. Because you can have a lot of things and not be happy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I looked at life, man. Anything I asked for or if I put my mind to it, it wasn't that hard to really obtain it, man. But at the end of the day, I wasn't happy, you know what I'm saying? Because it was something that was a burning desire. And, when I got back on the music side of it, it was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? So it was that excitement, that drive, you know what I'm saying? It was something like, I mean, even owning the trucks and stuff, a lot of my employees at the time is like, man, you dress like a rapper, man. Like, truck drivers, people own trucks that's khakis and polo shirts and, and some penny loafers. Yeah. I would come out there, sweatsuits on, man, big chains on, you know what I'm saying? Fur coats. Sure. I mean, that's just what it was, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, it was like, listen, I am music, you know what I'm saying? I love this music stuff, man, So I always kept that close to me and stuff like that. So I never looked at it, man, as far as the trucks and stuff like that. I thought that, once, again, man, when you start hitting your goals and stuff, you're like, okay, am I happy now? But it was still, like I said, something was still driving. So it was just more like, okay, cool, I got to make a decision. And, after I read that book, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, that changed my life right there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, you can't go for greatness here if you're holding on to something here. You know what I'm saying? If you already know this right here is only going to bring you so far, you have to go in faith. Right. And, and that's, again, that's our mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, sold the company. And, like anything you already know, you got to start all over again. You know what I'm saying, man? Doing those doubts. Again, now educated, understanding my thought process. It's like, hey, listen, you did this with this trucking stuff. You did this with anything else you can do. You're going to do this with this business just as well. It's just going to take a time process. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you got to stay focused, work with individuals who want to be just as focused too, because there's a lot of individuals out here that just are missing little small pieces that can just, help them blossom out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so we just got to tune in. Yeah, so talk about that a little bit. Like, you talked about the process of evaluating clients, right? And I know you run boot camps, and I know you have a lot going on. And so, what are you looking for in a client besides what you can hear coming out of the speakers, right? Because I think that part's obvious. But beyond that, what are you looking for in somebody to work with? Work ethic, determination, commitment, And thinking of, I call it the BBD, the better, bigger deal. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're only looking at what's in front of us and that's not, like right here and not in the future, you know what I'm saying, then we're always going to be looking at right here at that moment.
Right.
Again, I just speak upon, the Think and Grow Rich workbook, that book and stuff like that is, it was something that what's the word I want to use? It was something that caught my attention. So that was something that was mandatory for me to share with all my clients. So, that's a mandatory thing with my clients. I pass the book to them so that then they can have an understanding for themselves. Like, listen, it's not about what we're saying, how great you are. It's whether or not you're willing to see how great you are yourself. Yeah. And when you see individuals come from different parts of the country with different mindsets, and you see them all come together, man, with one, mindset, understanding, hey, listen, I have the belief that I can do this. And then you watch them do it, man. It's an amazing feeling, and it's very humbling. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah. And also too, to be able to see it at, such an age, because again, I had this information at 19, 17, 21. I imagine where I'll be at right now. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So, so when you can see these young guys or young women who have the willingness, man, to really go the extra mile. That's what I call it, the extra mile. I don't know if Roberta told you, like, when people come in the building, a lot of people are just amazed by seeing all the plaques and all that stuff like that. But, what I do, I challenge individuals like, hey, these are accomplishments that were already, been there, done. You got to look what's ahead. Is anything? Take this plaque, hold it, and then imagine seeing your name on it. And I guarantee that if you believe that your name is supposed to be on it, you'll have one. And, those who believe it, they end up getting the plaque up on it. It's just really about self-belief, man. And again, building real relationships, getting real results. And
you think, because obviously you put a lot of work into teaching. Can you teach people that self-belief, or do you just have to find the people that already have it?
The thing where it comes down to, the individual has to be willing to believe they have it. See, we can always share information and, just keep it, fully transparent, man. Like, we can say, oh, I know you're right. That makes 100%, it makes sense. But the question is, will you do it though? Right. See, and that's where it comes down to, is choice. Yeah. So so again, I picked the name Winner Circle, because I knew that would be a word that would always sit in people's head. Because, like, can they always keep winning? That's it. You just can't keep winning. It's impossible. Right. It is possible. You know what I'm saying? It's just all on the individual's mindset. You know what I'm saying, man, because when you look at the greats, again, sports, Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Or, I'll take music industry execs like Clive Davis. I saw his thing on Netflix. I thought that was amazing, to be 80 years old and still hit records and compete with people, our age and younger, and you still got that ear. Like, that's very, it's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the bar is set. Quincy Jones, watching his thing, man, like, the bar is set. So when you see those type of documentaries, some individuals will look at it and know that they have that burning desire, like, yo, I know I can do that. And then you have some that just watch him like, hey, man, this is just cool. So when I look at those type of things and the clients that I get around, they're inspired on that type of level, because it's like, okay, we have a bar to set. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, man? So, that's what's very amazing right there. So to teach, I know you can educate and share information, but at the end of the day, it's up to the individual's choice. That's really where it comes down to, is their choice.
So how is it different? You talk about, can you keep winning, right? So how is it different to what it takes to keep winning opposed to what it takes to start winning?
Start winning. I mean, again, I'll be fully transparent. It might not make a lot of sense to a lot of viewers or whatever, but in my mind, the moment that you believe that you're a winner, you will win. It's whether or not you see it in advance or you see it in front of you. You know what I'm saying, man? So to start is really to get the process going. That's the first thing, is to commit to what the goal is. execute the goal, consistently do it. And that'll bring you what? Your real results. Period. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying, man? And it takes your choices as a music collaborator, you know what I'm saying, to set your own bar. Because, you know, we've always been told, or we always hear, you know, collaborators always saying, man, I wish I had some motivation and or somebody to help me. It's like, no, you got to help yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's that mindset. So what I do is I look at individuals, I ask certain questions, you know what I'm saying? Just based off the question. And it doesn't matter how dope you are in the music side, but if your mindset's not there, it's really not good. We're only going to go so far. You know what I'm saying, man? So and if you look at a lot of, which I call the, you know, the greats, we'll just say the 1% in the business now, if you study what they're, you know, what they're giving us, they really gave us the format on how to win. It's just whether or not are you willing to commit to do it.
Sure. So tell me about that. You talked about Napoleon Hill. You know, at this stage where you're at now, who are you studying? Like, who sets the model for where you're going?
It would just be, I'll just put it like this. I've been blessed with some real relationships. That's what I call, where that, at the end of the day, nobody's going to do it for you. However, you have individuals that will, what's the word I would want to say, man? It's like the sideline coach. Hey, you're in the right direction.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, let's call a timeout real quick. Maybe you might want to do this, so on, so on. But at the end of the day, you have to be the person, man, to have to be able to get it across the goal line yourself. You know what I'm saying, man? So I'm just blessed, I'm just saying, man, to say that we have the sideline coaches and stuff like that to kind of, you're in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And that's more of the format that, I implement, to my clients. Because, at the end of the day, as a, especially as a music producer or a songwriter, everything's all about the publishing side of it, man, because that's what maintains your career, where you're going to be at in 20, 30 years. So you got to make sure everything is in position now. So that's why you have to guide them now, educate them now at the beginning stage, as far as the beginning stages and stuff like that, because that's more important. Especially if you look at, again, I study the 1%. I look at the Pharrells, the Timberlands, the Missy Elliott's, the ones that were running the night. You see everyone that had those waves, and you look at it, and it's right there in front of you, and then you ask the clients, or you ask individuals that say, hey, I want to get on this side of the business, and they have an understanding for it. Some would say, hey, I know what I got to do. I got to buckle down, and let's get it docked in. Or you might hear another one, man, that's pretty hard. I don't know about that one.
Right.
And we've both heard both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the music. This is the business. So the business side is to get with individuals. Let's get across this line, and let's do it right.
Yeah. It seems like most. Obviously, there's exceptions, but it seems like most artists, most writers, they start out with a bad business, bad deal. They don't understand what they're getting into. They accept a bad deal because they're trying to get in the door. And then if you're fortunate enough to have a hit, then you're trying to fix that. And so
why though? But why though? That's the question. Why do individuals choose to get in these bad deals when they know, based off of just say social media or just asking questions, you can call an attorney up, have an attorney look over a deal. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, the reason why I did that music conference, to tell individuals, put these attorneys on here. Hey, you can call for a free consultation.
Right.
Why would you not want to call somebody? You know what I'm saying? So again, it's choice. You know what I'm saying? I believe some individuals might just be, they don't believe in their self, where like, if I miss this deal now, I better do it now or I might miss it.
Right.
And not thinking that, hey, if I take this time to step back and do this correctly, again, you're thinking about the BBD, the better, bigger deal that might come in replace of this smaller deal.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think my experience, there's a lot of fear, right? Especially when you're starting out, because you're one of, millions that's trying to get in the door. Right. And, and there's a lot of like, there's a lack of that long-term thinking, right? That I think most artists, most creators don't go into it thinking about 20 years from now. How am I setting myself up? What am I doing today to set myself up for that success? Right. But like you said, I mean, that's what matters. That's what matters, on how you're feeding your family, in the future. That's what matters, whether you have a career that for life or whether it's something that you do for 5 years and then you got to, figure something else out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, again, look at the Rapture. Did you see the Rapture
No.
documentary on Netflix? Oh,
Nah.
you need to check it out.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Is that right?
Oh man, it's mind blowing. Like they have one with Just Blaze. You should check that one out for the producers.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game changer, especially for the producers that I came across that looked at it, because they all said, like, listen, these are guys from the 90s.
Sure.
These guys are not in the same position that they were now.
Right. Yeah.
That scares us. You know what I'm saying? So it made them start asking questions. Cash, what do I got to do now if I need to do X, Y, Z? Because I don't want to be in this position. You know what I'm saying? Just watching or just observing from what I've seen, the way this documentary was put together. I'm saying, man, so, the way that, again, that takes, which, I heard you say, a lot of individuals fear or scared to make the mistakes. But see, that's only one part of the individual. Remember, if there's 100%, maybe, we'll just say 98% might make the wrong mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But how about the 2% that make who make the correct decision?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I focus on is how do you get those not every person is going to get it, you know what I'm saying? But if you put that information for those who want to, learn that, it's going to be easier, man, for you and that individual, man, to do business down the line. You know what I'm saying, man? 'Cause, again, all these documentaries that are out now, hey, look, I did this and I didn't know this. And I'm looking at the, potential clients or people we know, and I'm like, do you guys hear what they're saying? And then, some will get it like, hey, yeah, I see what they're talking about. Some like, no, I don't get it. So, so again, it's, you got to figure out, what I'm saying, where you see yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me about the boot camps. What's the experience like? What are you putting people through when they come through the door?
Boot camps, man, we call it, man, just like the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, 8 weeks. 8 weeks locked in.
Is that 18
right? Weeks. It's 18 hours a day.
Wow.
You're locked in. We have, I've been blessed, man. I have some super dope writers. We have Grammy winner London J. He's a writer with APG just as well. So comes in, he cutting records and stuff like that. We're doing stuff like, man, with the producers and stuff like that. I'll run the producers, with certain other producers, man, and just kind of see what their sound is and stuff. Like, for example, like, if you have, just say a Midwest producer, which we already know, they'll make that Midwest sound awesome, amazing. But, can you make an East Coast beat, or can you make a West Coast beat, or a down South beat, you know what I'm saying, or R&B beat, or a pop beat, or some Latin, you know what I'm saying, or some Afro beats. Now, that's where the camp starts at. Because what you can't do, that's our job, to get you to be able to get it at that level, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't get it at that level after being through, this type of thing, then it ain't gonna work out for over here. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I mean, it's we provide, a lot of tools and stuff like that. I mean, again, you have a lot of people, man, a lot of individuals who don't have their own facility. So having your own facility, where we started off with 4 rooms, then we went to 5, and now we just expanded 4 more studios. So now we're at 9. I mean, what's the purpose of having 9 rooms, man, if I'm not going to be make this into a machine to turn this into something? You know what I'm saying? So again, that's what I'm doing now, is just, getting the machine to work now around the clock, you know what I'm saying? And then now tuning it in now. So now we got more real results coming out of it and stuff like that. So everything's just a process, you know what I'm saying? But it's a process, man, that we all enjoy, though.
How much, if you had to guess, what percentage of people come through that and don't make it?
Well, first thing, man, I'm very selective. So just say, man, before the coronavirus, I'll just do 2019. 2019, we had 50 people, and out of that 50, I only picked, it was 3, IMZ, Def Beats, and then DJ Shawdy P.
Okay.
Shawdy P did the NBA Youngboy Graffiti. Def Beats did the Nicki Minaj, co-produced that with Poohbeats. Yikes. IMZ did the co-production and co-writing on the Chris Brown record. This last project, I Got Times. So, you know, you're not going to get everybody. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find those who get it. You know what I'm saying? So, those three individuals, they can make beats all the way around in any genre. You know what I'm saying? Now, now where it comes down to is now we're at this stage now is getting out here to build the real relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, again, what's the purpose of having a deal or being signed to a major, you know what I'm saying, which, I have a partnership, man, with Warner Chappell, and you sign to Warner Chappell, man, and you're not out here signing your own producers, your own artists, or your own, songwriters. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, especially if we have something that we're providing all the way around the board, man, so that, you can take anything and make it something, something big out of it. I'm saying, so, so for the individuals that are running with it right now, you know what I'm saying, Smash David, Grizz, Turn Me Up Josh, London J, Poohbeats, you know what I'm saying, those are my bigger clients and stuff like that. Is, now they're getting in now, developing their own artists. So now we're about to start getting our own artist side and stuff like that. The producers and the songwriters that I have signed, again, we're just working, it's like a 5-man team. We got the first team out. Now we're working on our next 5 now. You know what I'm saying? To get them out. And then our next 5 to get them out. You know what I'm saying? So, everything's just a process and stuff like that. But what's amazing is that those that are coming in now, they know what the importance about transparency and building real relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because with the internet showing you like what it may appear, when they're in those real situations, they're like, oh, it's not like what the internet shows it.
Right. So
that's what the amazing thing is, because those who are prepared, they come in prepared. You know what I'm saying? Those who might not come in prepared, they find out the hard way. And as what you say, man, they got to take the bumps and bruises and like, okay, I know this didn't work this time. Now I know what to do next time.
Right. So, how does that work with producers? Obviously, we see there's all these websites now you can go on and buy a beat, pay a tiny amount of money, download it, and it's your beat, and you never have to, meet somebody or go in the studio or whatever. Like, what are you doing for your producers, or what do they need to be doing to stay competitive when the business is changing like that?
I mean, SoundClick's been here forever. I mean, if that was the case,
Sure.
Then it would have changed back then with SoundClick. I mean, if you're talking about these like BeatStars and all that stuff, I mean, that's great for individuals who are, I mean, this is how I look at the market. You know what I'm saying? You have, we just say Neiman Marcus, that's the high end. You're always going to have the high end market. You're going to have the regular market, which would be like your Macy's and Sears. And
Right.
you have your low end market, which is going to be like your Kmart's and your Walmart's. You know what I'm saying? So the beat stores and stuff, yeah, individuals are hitting some records off of there. It's a hit and miss. But I don't believe it's nothing to the point where like it's, it's going to interfere with anybody that's already in the system already.
Yeah.
I see a lot of individuals who make a living off of that. They're making 6-figure livings off of it, man. But I always ask them, man, are you satisfied? You don't got no plaque yet, man. Like, how can you be making beats, man, and you don't have something, baby? And I have one client, he got his first plaque. He did one with Go Grizzly on Kevin Gates. He got the plaque, and he said, Cash, I got my plaque, man. I'm going back out there, man, to go sell these beats online, man. It's a great business.
That's funny.
You understand?
Sure.
I mean, some people like that type of stuff, and some people want to get in the room and build. So, you just got to respect everybody's character. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I just ask, have those type of conversations, in advance to kind of know what direction we're going in. So if I know somebody's like, hey, I only want to go this far. Okay, cool. I know what part, how far we can go.
Yeah.
If you got somebody who wants to go this far, wants to go over and beyond, then, you already know, then that's, hey, let's get on that track.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying, man? So, both of them, you push them equally. Some who might be comfortable at a comfortable level, they might break out of that and say, oh my gosh, man, I'm glad that you pushed me. And some might, regret. Again, at the end of the day, you as an individual, if you're coming in as management or, you know, as what I call partnerships, why wouldn't you want to push your partner to be great?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, especially when we see that once you get to a certain level, if you get comfortable, it appears that other people start catching up to you faster. You know what I'm saying? They catch the wave faster. Next thing you know, they pass you, and then now you got to figure out how to get the momentum going. So, you know, my thing, man, is, you know, if you got, as long as you have the momentum, keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, man? You know, there's no need to stop. You know, you have time to stop, man, when everybody's praying over you, man, saying, man, you lived a great life. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, because you don't want to have that one. You know, I've been to, you know, some people's things, man, where it's like, man, I wish I could have.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have had enough. Nah, that's not something that wants to be in our vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
So winner, I believe, is someone, man, that just wants to go the extra mile.
Yeah. I read a quote that you said it's the small habits that count.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about some habits that drive you or that are most effective for you.
It's I mean, honestly, it starts off, man, with your daily routine.
Mm-hmm. So what's your routine like? Give us a little window into that.
Okay. 6 a.m. I'm up. I'll be at the studio by 7:30, and then I'm already, you know, I'm doing emails, paperwork. 10 o'clock, first session comes in, and then in between those, man, again, we're doing paperwork. I have 24 clients, so I always got paperwork going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that going on. I'll take some phone calls in the afternoon as far as like business, things like that. Then come the evening time, then that's when my bigger clients will come in. And then that's running until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
And then come home about 3:30, 2.5 hours sleep, and then we're back out there doing it again. You know, people be looking at me like, Kash, man, you're crazy. I'm just like, no, I'm like, how can you ask for something, man, and then, you know, you've been blessed with it, man, and then you're not going to utilize it. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, you know, I sleep. You know what I'm saying, man? To me, I feel like seeing others be great is such it's an exhilarating feeling. You know what I'm saying, man? To see someone come from here and go there, as long as you give them that opportunity for them to be able to run with. You know what I'm saying, man? So, you know, I always strive to push my clients, man, to go that, you know, getting that extra mile, because I tell them, like, man, if I'm out hustling you, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I'm one person and I got 24 clients and you just one individual, and maybe I have 1 or 2 clients, because, you know, again, I teach my clients the business, so they get their own clients and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Go Grizzly, he has 2 clients that, you know, 2 producers he has signed under him. Smash David has about 5 or 6 producers signed under him. Poohbeats just signed 2 producers. He's about to sign he has an artist that he just signed, Gotti. And, you know, now he's starting to get into little things and stuff like that. Turn Me Up Josh just signed 2 clients, which are producers and stuff. Because, again, you know, if you teach them the business, it keeps the business going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, again, transparency is key, because, you know, they're out there educating these individuals, and now these clients that are, you know, that have, you know, joined the team, now there's, you know, signing people, you know what I'm saying? And they got records that are about to come out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, it's, you know, again, greatness is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what, you know, if you want to be good, then we can't be that. We're not looking to be good.
I love it.
We want to be in that great side. So what do we have to do to push each other to be great? So
what are you pushing yourself on now? When you think about your own growth and learning, what's next?
What's next right now is the label side.
Mm-hmm.
So once we have the label side running, you know, if you want to ask me, do you have an idea of what you would like to, you know, like it for it to look like? I would tell you something like how, like, Rockefeller had in their area. I'm saying just that control of the charts. Death Row had it at that one time. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the bigger, you know, like Timberland and all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you just watch what can be done, even Mike Will, like, you know, we'll just go Mike Will and DJ Mustard. You know what I'm saying? Them guys right there. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like once you're able to get into that bracket now, where you're like, okay, now we're charting this continuously over, Now you can say, okay, cool, I've hit this mark. Now it's the next mark.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, we're charting, but it's not at it's not at the level where, I'm looking at, some of the examples I just gave. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're striving right now.
Yeah. Nice.
And again, to make that happen before, if the COVID didn't happen, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Things would be moving like that. But this last 7 months has been very challenging because, again, even having the facility, you still gotta be cautious and stuff like that because there's a lot of stuff going on out here. There's a lot of misinformation just as well. So you just got to move strategically.
For sure. Well, I love it, man. Before I let you get back to work, I got to go through a quick lightning round. So tell me, what's your favorite city to travel to?
LA.
Yeah, we love it out here. Who's your favorite DJ?
Flex.
Okay.
Yeah, Funk Flex. Yeah, I like Funk Flex.
Nice. What's the last great book you read?
Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you right now. I'm still reading it right now. Hold on 1 second. Hold on a second. Matter of fact, we're on this Zoom call. It's by Wayne Dyer. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. I'm into Wayne Dyer right now. I'm looking into Wayne Dyer, and Jim Rohn. That's another individual. I'm into those motivation, self, affirmation, stuff like that. Sure. I believe is very powerful. Those type of life coaches, that's what I'll call them, man. Again, those sideline, hey, listen, if you see this right here can be done, you can do it just as well, but it's up to you. It's your choice. You know what I'm saying? So once you know that everything's a choice, it makes life much easier. It makes it much easier because you can't fault nobody. You know what I'm saying? You got to take full responsibility.
I agree. And I think, from hearing you talk, what you're trying to build requires a lot of energy. And I think, for people in your position, like maintaining that level of energy is essential. And those kind of books, I think, in my experience, that stuff helps, right? Like you hear, I know for myself, I hear an idea that somebody expresses to me in the right way, and that'll drive me through the day or through the week.
But see, the thing about it, you got to get it past through that. You got to get that programming in that self-talk voice in your head to be like, okay, this is something that I need to be doing every day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And again, when you're looking at, I just give you a prime example. Just look at the social media now. You're looking at, like the Diddy's, and everybody now is talking positive affirmations, understanding your thought process and putting out great energy, what I'm saying, and treating others as how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, man, in business just as well. I mean, again, the information is there for any individual to be at the level that they choose to be. Again, it's a choice. It's not about what we think that you can be. It's about what you believe you can be. Because we can think that you're here and your mindset can be smiling like this. Yeah, I believe that too. But in their head's like, no, you can't do that. I mean, that's just a factual thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if we have the ability, especially with the relationships, with all the tools that are out here, 25 years ago, the tools aren't here that we have now. Back then, just imagine we had that back then. You know what I'm saying, man? Would it be before MySpace and all that stuff? So, so now, this is the easiest time. It's just now you finding yourself and just pushing your bar right now. And I believe with the platforms that we have out here, it's showing you that those who choose to be great, you're watching it. And those who choose not to be, you're watching it if you choose to watch that.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just all where you're putting your focus at.
I love it. Last one, if I work for you, what's something I would hear you say over and over?
Real results. That's our cliche in the building, man. Real results, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I educate my, my clients to understand, the business portion of the business on publishing. So when they understand, okay, look, Cash, this record right here did gold, or this record right here streaming this, what is it paying? Hold on 1 second, we'll pull it up right now so you can see it, so you have a better understanding right there. So now when you see them, or see an individual understand, then now you see him now start really strategically watching who they're placing records with now, because it's like, okay, I know this artist right here might not want to go at this level. They may have the potential to go here, but if they're only happy being here at this level, then that's going to keep me at that level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it comes into what's your choice. So you got to figure out where you see yourself at life, man, and then put that energy in those that are moving in that direction. They're going to come across. You know what I'm saying? We had some big, powerful records. Police Location, that was a big one. Again, that was a client from Germany who did the loop and sent it to Smash, and then went through all the transition. It was like 11 producers by the time everything was said and done. But look how big that record was. And again, it's just, relationships, just building relationships, understanding the process. Okay, cool. Because all those guys already had splits and everything already in place already by the time everything was done. So that's what made everything amazing, because it was like, again, understanding the business portion.
Nice.
So if you did not understand those, that's when you hear those horror stories, man. Hey, I got a record out for you, man, and I don't know what to do about it. You know what I'm saying? So on. So it's just, it's just educating, the information's out here. So self-education is important.
Nice.
But if you choose not to do it yourself, then you got to get around individuals that are doing it, and then, and to figure out how to make it work. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to be your choice. You know what I'm saying? It's still going to be your choice, man, on how far you go.
Sure.
Man? So, and that's one of the things I can say, man, working with, people like Mike and, like Warner Chappell, or Brian Johnston, those guys right there, is to be able to see their bars and, and be able to see the choices that they made. So it's very inspiring, you know what I'm saying, man, to be able to see someone go, just, working the system, understanding the system, building within the system. So when you can see those things right there, man, and see the level of success, again, either you'll be one to say, oh, man, that's cool, or you'll be a person like, man, that's inspiring, man. I know I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? Let me figure out how to do it my way now. You know what I'm saying, man? So that's what, so on.
I love it. So, for people that want to follow you and be inspired by what you're creating, how does everybody find you?
Instagram, I am Billboard Music.
Nice.
Very simple. I am Billboard Music. Twitter is Kash Johns.
Okay.
KASHJOHNS.
Love it, man. Well, I appreciate you sharing this with us. Love what you're building. Can't wait to see what's next. We'll be watching.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Likewise, man. I appreciate you, man. And as soon as I get out to LA, man, let's definitely connect.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. Yeah, that was Kash Johns on Rebel Radio. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. You can get us at Rebel Radio Net. Always love a review if you want to leave one on Apple Podcasts. Does Spotify podcast have reviews? I don't know, but go there and leave us 5 stars anyway. And you can check out videos of a lot of our episodes on our YouTube page at Rebel Radio Net. Most importantly, come back next week for more Rebel Radio. Peace.